And welcome to another program of Coffee, Cake and Christ. I don't know about you, spring here in Edinburgh is quite delayed, and today we had snow coming in from I don't know where, but we do miss you, Mrs. Spring, so please, if you find her, bring her over. We want to invite her as a guest for next Friday's Coffee, Cake and Christ. But this week, thank you, Eleho, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is a true pleasure to have this wonderful and most beautiful woman. Yes, and I just went on to your Instagram account, and this is true actually. But on her profile, she's called wife, mom, pastor, singer, lead worshipper, radio host, founder in Heartsong Live, and you have also developed a worship night called Engage. I don't know where to start actually, but this is an incredible woman of God, and you have 3 children.
Yes, I do.
On top of this. So when I thought about you and to come as a guest, Eleho, the first time I had the privilege to have a coffee with you, you encouraged me, but you also inspired me to look at marriage in a very different way.
Wow.
And I think you will encourage a lot of other people as well with your story.
Amen.
So I would actually start with your first title here as a wife.
Okay.
Even though you are so much more than that, but I'm sure your husband will.
He would love it.
He would love it. You said something when you explained about everything that you do and everything that you've called to do, because your husband is not a worship leader.
No, he's not. He's not a singer. He's not a musician. He's not an artist. He's not a pastor.
No, he is an engineer.
Yes, he is an engineer.
But you said that we did this together. And can you tell me a little bit about how you journey started?
I mean, I got married to my friend. He was my best friend. We were very, very close. I knew everything about him. I even knew the girlfriends he had back then. So when he asked me to marry him, I was like, no, we're friends. I can't marry you, you know. But thank God I did. We got married 19 years ago.
Yeah. And
we're blessed with 3 kids. Nathan, who's 14, Amy and Josh are twins, and they're 7. And it's been a journey, I would say, because, I mean, the fact that we were friends, I just thought things would just happen naturally. You know what I mean? You're my friend, so you should understand me. But growing up, I was a bit reserved and shy. Probably a few things contributed to that. So I was kind of reserved. As much as I am friendly, playful, funny, I still withhold a lot of things, you know. So that kind of affected us in our home, in our marriage at the start, because I wasn't saying anything to him. I was just doing my thing, and then he would just see it. Wow, how come I'm the last person to know about this, you know? But when God gave me the call, when he gave me the vision to organize the worship nights, I did, of course I told him, I told him, at least I owe him that, to say this is what I would like to do. And he was like, okay, yeah, do it. But then it now got down to actually doing it, the planning. I was not involving him in the plans, you know, and that was not good at all, because it started causing a strain in our relationship, because every other person knew what I was doing, but my husband, my best friend, didn't know. But then thankfully we spoke about it. He expressed how he was feeling. I apologized, not because I was doing it deliberately, you know. It's not like I just don't want to tell you, but I think because of the way I had grown up, you know, I closed up a lot, you know. So he now said, well, you need to learn to start talking to me.
Yes.
And it was at that point I said, okay, yes, this is what I'm about and this is what I'm doing. So now, I mean, he supports me so much that it scares me, because sometimes when I'm discouraged and I'm tired, he encourages me, you know.
Wow.
And he tells me, you're doing great, just keep at it.
Wow.
So he's not a pastor like I am a pastor.
Yeah.
I know that when we were back in Nigeria, he was one of the leaders of the men's fellowship. So he's a born leader, you know, so he leads wherever he is.
Yeah.
But actually doing ministry like we do ministry. He's not, but he's such a great supporter. He's a pastor in the marketplace.
Yes.
You know, I'll call him a pastor in the marketplace.
Yes.
Because his life is like a testimony. His life is like a worship. And so when I started telling him, this is this, he just took it over. And I remember last year he said to me, I'm not even letting you do this. I'm going to do the planning. I'm going to do everything. All you need to do, just go there and sing. You know? Wow. So, so now we do it together.
And I mean, I just want also to just touch that. Engage, when you did it up in Aberdeen, you gathered 1,000 people. Yes. So it's not just a little worship evening in a corner. So it is a big, massive thing.
It is.
But what struck me, and also this morning when I read, actually God just led me to this scripture about how in Mark 10, how Jesus explained that actually the men are supposed to leave their mothers and fathers and be united
to their wives,
and they become one. And I think this is a struggle that many couples fight. They fight each other because it seems like their callings are so different from one another. So they start to doubt this. They start to doubt the unity between them. Instead of the wisdom of your husband that said, you need to involve me. You need to bring me in. And even though you have like that platform ministry where you sing and you teach and radio, you're there. He is the one who's supporting that.
He's so full of wisdom, and sometimes I'm like, if I had just told him, I probably would have avoided this mistake,
So this is so, I think, and I learned that from you. You don't know how much, but I was actually pondering upon it when you said, he's so much involved.
Yeah, he is.
Even though he's not sharing the platform with you, but also and it's so beautiful.
It is.
And that you're also mentioning that he's coming with the wisdom, because when you have that big vision, he has the wisdom to actually make it happen. So it is
practicalities.
Yes. And I think, isn't that then? It seems like the perfect match. Suddenly, his engineering skills and his, just comes into orchestra the vision for your worship evenings. But also, you have your radio studio.
Yes, I do.
And so worship is
core.
A DNA.
DNA. Worship is core,
is who you are.
It's who I am.
But also just God has given you opportunities to
express. I think everything I do is just an expression of worship, Because I remember years ago when God actually gave me this vision, I was actually sitting down in a chair and I saw myself just leading worship, and then I saw people from different races, cultures, denominations just gathered together and they were worshiping. I was like, okay, but we actually saw that come to pass. Where people gathered together in Aberdeen. It was such a blessing, and lives were transformed, souls were saved, delivered, restored, friendships birthed, and Engage has just been that platform where our focus is on God.
Amen.
So it's not about being a brilliant and a talented artist. Yes, there's a place for that.
Yes.
But with Engage, it's all about the heart.
Wow.
And so that's what has given birth. So Heartsong Ministries is the name of the charity we run that hosts Engage yearly. And then after running Engage for 7 years, the next thing to do was just like, okay, let's express worship through media, because I come from a family who's into media. They produce movies and all of that. So Heartsong Live, the online radio, is another expression of worship. Yes, we have programs, we have music, 24/7. I get messages from people telling me, your radio station has blessed me.
Wow.
I remember a friend who had sent the link to another friend who had just lost a child, and it was the radio station that kept her. So I'm like, and this is just less than a year. It's going to be 1 year by May. So it's such a blessing, just expressing worship and giving other people a platform to express their giftings and talents.
Wow.
And then independent musicians who are looking for an avenue to promote their music. That's the platform, you know.
And the good thing is that Eleho is your radio is on internet.
Yes, it's online.
It's online.
We've got
so
the app.
so you can actually listen to her live every morning. She's airing from Scotland, so I don't know wherever you are in the world, but it is an online radio.
Yes,
so you will definitely be to check it out and listen to the encouragement and all that. But this Engage will not happen in Aberdeen this year. It will happen in Edinburgh, the city of worship. We're calling it that now. We're just called Edinburgh, the city of worship.
Call the things that be not as though they were. Yeah.
Amen. So 21st of July,
which is the day after my birthday.
Just that is another reason to join. Tell us a little bit about all the artists that you have. You have like a lineup of
we've got an amazing lineup of artists. Philippa Hannah, I mean, she is the most wanted.
Philippa Hannah.
She's the most wanted British female artist right now.
Yes.
But she's so simple. She's so humble. She's got an amazing story that just encourages people, and she brings with her. I mean, her style of music is like telling a story. When she's leading worship or when she's singing, she just brings in a story, and then people can just connect with her. Muyiwa Lariwaju is the station director of Premier Gospel. He's sold out the O2. He's the biggest,
in London,
the biggest UK gospel artist in Britain. So he's going to be there. We've got Mojisola. We've got Mojisola. She knows how to just command the presence of God. She is a worship herself. And then we've got an amazing talent, Shola, who plays the saxophone. He worships on the saxophone. And I'll be there.
And Eleho will be there.
So it's going to be a great night. One thing I didn't mention to you, though, is we're adding a twist to it this year. We want to be able to give back to someone who, an upcoming artist, aspiring artist who has not had the break that they need and who would love to produce a single or something. So we're going to run a competition from maybe next week up until Engage, and then the winner is going to be announced at Engage, and then we give them, we give them a recording deal of a single branding promotion. So we should talk about the video as well.
Yes, that's lovely. You see, the heart of this woman is I am so touched, actually. Wow. And I this is very important as well to address and to actually to celebrate your marriage as well, because this evening when my husband asked, so what's the price of the tickets? And she said, it's all for free. So if you are around Edinburgh the 21st of July, come and be inspired and be encouraged, and because Eleho's heart is God's heart. And he just want to come and touch you through these incredible people. But it is all about worshiping him. And in the worship is healing, it's freedom, it's joy, it's a fellowship, it's new beginnings and forgiveness. So it's for free. And I know it's not just they don't just spend £5 on this. I think Jude, your husband, is working really hard in the oil industry as an engineer to support all of this. So God bless you for that. But I also know that if you are interested in supporting this night, go and find, I will put up a connection with you with Eleho, but you are more than welcome to support the evening if you feel that is on your heart. But that is amazing. That is so good with this new artist.
It is.
How amazing.
So I'm excited, a bit scared because I don't know how it's going to work out yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And
fantastic. So what would you say is the key to a marriage where on paper it feels like it's so different? How will this work? What would you say to our sisters mainly, maybe, that, you know, will turn that frustration around and bring peace?
I think one of the things is understanding. and then compromise, you know. There has to be compromise in every relationship. And something else which I'm learning to do now is putting myself in the position of the other person. So putting myself in the position of my husband. How does he feel when I do this? How? And then when I put myself in his shoes, I then see that, oh, this is why he's behaving the way he's behaving. This is why he's upset about the things I'm doing. So I would say understanding, compromise, and putting yourself in the other. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
He travels a lot to Saudi, and Saudi is not going to London. It's quite a long distance.
Yes.
And so each time he comes back, I want us to do something. Yeah, let's go. And the guy just wants to relax. But I'm like, ugh. So I went to Burundi in January, and I came back from Burundi for 3 days.
You were flat.
I was flat. I was like, oh, now I understand.
Wow.
So yeah, understanding.
So when he comes home now, you nurture him.
Yeah, so I just nurture him. I give him about 5 days to
that is so.
And then after that, I can start bugging him.
He needs to put on his rugby shoes. I'm sure he needs to have a lot to cope up with. You are running.
Yeah.
But that is really good. That is really good. And just a matter of fact that the worship call, the calling upon your life, is not disadvantage of him. It's actually
and you know what? You know what? Before we go,
yes.
I remember in Aberdeen, there was a lady in the church who came to me and said, you know what? He is a worshipper as well. Because when you see him worshiping, oh my goodness, it just inspires you to worship. So he is, I mean, I have a picture of him from last year's worship where his hands were just up on the air. So I put it up on his birthday on Facebook because like, where did you get that picture? So he is a worshiper.
Do you know what? And that is actually talking to me as well, because God is all about the heart.
Yeah.
And it's not just about what is shown on a platform. And you know, I think actually we're all called to worship. And,
yes, we are.
Yes, and that is beautiful because He's with God.
He is with God.
He's with God. And so thank you, Eloho. And
thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is she will be back. She will be back. And you know what? I want to have your husband on there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you love him.
Yeah. How do you actually? No, but I think he has just released you.
Yeah, yeah. He has released me. Yeah.
So that
because, like I always say, if he hadn't released me, I would not be able to do half of the things I'm doing. You know, so
be blessed and go back into your little corner and see how God has actually knitted you together for a reason. And what in a man's head or in your heart is like, oh, this is so different. It's maybe not. It's just two pieces that are perfectly from for one another. And just this scripture in the you must have the quality of salt among yourselves and live in peace with each other.
I love that.
Yes.
What
that is Mark 9 and I can't see 50.
Okay.
It's talking about the salt, but also how the salt is actually bringing just the flavor out. So the salt in your relationship has just brought the flavor of Eloho and the flavor of Jude, and he just now brings it all to be peace. It's a perfect mix of flavors in their marriage and in yours too. So be blessed and see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.